songs we're going to play. We're going to do almost back-to-back. And I'd like to invite you, all of you, every single one of you, to come up and be as close to the band for the last tune that they play as you can. You're all welcome on stage. For a lot of you parents that have 8th grade students, this is as close as you're going to get to them being in this experience, and it's among their last opportunities to do this together. And it's something we've done for a couple of years now, and you give so much to make this possible. I just think it's fun for us to all be on stage together, because really when they perform, you perform, because they can't do it without you. And that was never more apparent than when we were far from home in strange surroundings, and you would have been proud of everything they did. One of the things that stands out, this is the last little story I'll share, is we went to the New Orleans Center for Creative Arts, which is the DA of New Orleans, and we spent about 2 hours there with, what was his name, Mr. Lee, who would say to them, "All my beautiful arts people, now could you please..." Children, I'm sorry. "All my beautiful arts children, I would like to compliment you." And he would say something eloquent after that, but he always started his sentences like that. But we got to watch them play, and it was really cool, the stuff that they were able to do. But then they invited us to play in their class, and we started playing, and immediately, it was just like being at DA. They're all like elbowing each other, saying, "Oh man, check that out. Look what you just did. Man, they sound good." And they're rocking out to what they're going on. I think it was Jacob. Did you take the first solo? Jacob stood up and took a solo and quoted something that they all know, and the room exploded with, "No, man, check that out." And they just like couldn't believe, they were like, "Oh, I know that tune." And they were immediately engaged. Now that moment was worth every penny we paid to get our kids there. Because in that moment, they felt really proud of what they could do, surrounded by people that clearly can do cool stuff. And they were reciprocating that same thing. And that's a cool moment. I'm just saying, that was a cool moment. And I'm glad to thank you. So, 1 o'clock jump, right. Okay, so one of the cool things that you're going to see in this is some soloing technique. There's going to be a few people that get to take solos, and they get 2 choruses, and the band has been left to their own devices, sort of, to decide who's going to do backgrounds and that kind of thing, and when. And the section leaders are making these decisions. So there really is a lot of cueing and decision-making that it's hard to see even for me now, because they just kind of know what they're doing. But then there's a spot at the end that you'll notice that they're doing what's called trading 4. So there'll be a soloist that starts, and I think it's Alex Flanagan starts it for 4, and then it goes back and forth with Peyton on drums. 4 for Alex, 4 for Peyton, 4 for somebody else, and then I think Langston's going to bring us home. Is that correct? And then we hit the big shout on the way out. So this is a pretty advanced technique. It requires a lot of listening for the students to pick up on things that were just played, and then to either repeat it back or take it and twist it and make it their own thing, and then the next person has to do the same thing. So you'll see some of this trading 4s at the end of the solo section in 1 o'clock jump. Thank you guys for coming tonight, and come on up at the Honky Tonk Shuffle.